Oh well, he had the name, he had the reputation, an international reputation. He'd won honours, major honours. He came to United. There was a buzz about the place because this was the man who was going to enable us to win things. But it didn't work out. I could be talking about LVG, but I'm talking about Falcao. The similarities are there. Falcao should have worked out at United, and it didn't. And it goes to show that just because somebody has a reputation and has been able to do it in other leagues, in other countries and won honours, it doesn't necessarily mean that when they come to a different country and a different league and a different club that the same thing will happen. So yeah, you know, the similarities are there. Now, as many people know that, and as I'm not a fan of LVG, it's not a case of that LVG is the man, because he looked quite funny when he was doing that last speech. Maybe that's where we're going wrong. Maybe Ryan Giggs should put vodka in his bottle of water during the game, and maybe we'll see a different form of playing style from United. But anyway, a lot of people have been looking on the positives of what's happened, citing this season that we've ended up fourth. We're potentially in the Champions League, but we're in Europe anyway, and the results that we got against Liverpool home and away, and of course City at home. Now that's all well and good, and it was good because I was at I think I was at all of those games, was I? Yeah, I think I was. That's all well and good, brilliant. But at the end of the day, those games don't really count. You know, at the end of the day, many seasons with Ferguson, they're the games we lost. We lost, you know, against Liverpool home and away. We lost against City home and away. You know, they're the games we lost. At the end of the season, when you look at record books and you go to review the season, you don't look at individual matches. You look at where you finished, who finished on top. The reason why we end up in fourth is not because of it's all of these. You know, this is a quick review of the season, just in case you've forgotten some of these shockers. Right, beaten at Swansea at home, drew at Sunderland away, drew at Burnley away, got beaten by Leicester away, drew at West Brom away, drew at Chelsea at home, beaten by City away, drew at Villa away, drew at Spurs away, drew at Stoke away, drew at West Ham away, beaten by Swansea City away, beaten by Chelsea away, beaten by Everton away, beaten by West Brom at home. Well, that was a shocker. Arsenal we drew at home, and of course Hull City we drew away. That's the reason why we're in fourth. That's the reason why we finished where we are. Because those results, all those results against the likes of Burnley and Swansea and West Brom, all these teams, they're the teams that when you go away, we should be winning. We're not. We're not even like looking close to winning. Everybody moaned at the end of the Moyes season. I went in and said, oh, these players really need to go. You know, and they're going, well, hold on. These are the same teams under Ferguson's won the League of the Counter. What people seem to forget is that the only way you can look at how good you are is you have to look at your opposition. If you look at Scottish football at the moment, Celtic have won the league. What a surprise, because they didn't have anybody to play against. So their achievements, they mean nothing. They're meaningless at the end of the day. You know, if Rangers get back in, maybe they'll make a difference, but still, it's a one-horse race or a two-horse race. So that's the problem that we've got. The people seem to forget about what we're up against. And so the thing about, we did win at the Counter, but the other teams weren't good enough at that time, and we won the league that season, last one with Ferguson, is because Van Persie was in the form of his life. Subsequently, look what's happened. And then, of course, Moyes came in. He had to deal with, you know, an aging squad and a poor squad. And I said, all these should go. And then loads of people says, oh, how can we say it should go? What happens? Van Gaal comes in. He has the gravitas in the name to go and say to the board, these have got to go. They're not good enough for United. And so they went. And they went big style. And I thought, fantastic. Somebody's actually got the balls to go in there and do that and say to the Glazers, give me money. I need to spend to build this team. Unfortunately, the two big names he brought in were awful. Falcao, we spent 11 million quid. I could have, in fact, if you give me £1 million, I'm sure I could have put in a better performance than he did during those games. And Di Maria, what a disappointment. Christ almighty. And yet those two players should have worked. Should have worked for United, and it didn't work out. So just because, this is going back to what I've said, reputations, honours, playing style, it doesn't matter. Sometimes certain people don't work for certain clubs, okay? We're fourth, and now it says, it's a achievement bang Champions League, but yet again, look at the teams that we were against. Look at the form of Liverpool, especially. If Suarez had stayed with them and Sturridge had been injured, had not been injured, we wouldn't be in fourth. If Everton and Spurs had played the way they played last season, we wouldn't be in fourth. In fact, here's a weird thing for you. Look at the points that Liverpool, Everton and Spurs finished on last season. Now take those points, put them into the league that's just finished, and then see where we would have finished. It's telling that our best player of the season, voted by the players and the fans, is the goalie. It's telling that it's the goalie who was the best player, because we would have finished even lower if it wasn't for him. You look at those results I've just shown you there, and that's with our goalie playing it out of his skin. That's with him playing really, really well, and we still got those results. And people have said that we've been playing more entertaining football than last year. We've scored less goals in the league than we did last season. Less goals. And as for the FA Cups and the League Cups, Christ almighty, I don't even want to talk about them because they're so disappointing. Even Moyes nearly got us to a Wembley final, but of course we know what happened with unfortunately our goalie had a howler on that, in just towards injury time, and of course our teams couldn't score pens for toffee. But anyway, let's crack on. So, do I want Van Gaal to stay? Yes, he has to stay, because I wanted Moyes to stay, because one season's not enough for a manager to do what he needs to do. But at the end of the day, what I'm looking at the moment, some of the football I've seen this season, honestly, it's some of the most boring football I've ever seen. When I've walked out at half time, I'm struggling to think of, did we have a chance? Did we shoot? And it's not just me, I've been saying that for a long, long time, and everybody's been slagging me off for saying that, and yet all of a sudden then Neville's and Scholes say it as well, and then think, come on lads, I'm just a fan the way I'm, and I say it the way I see it. The football this season has been shocking. It really has been absolutely boring. That last game of the season there, it just sums it up. Fergie's last game for United, we scored 5, we let in 5. Hey, that's entertainment. Last game of the season, 0-0. Oh my God, a team that are now have dropped down. There you go. It just, I don't know what to say. In fact, our two better players who've really cracked on this season are bizarrely Moyes signings, Mata and Fellaini, although he could do with not getting sent off all the time. So anyway, my view of the future, we're bringing in this guy to obviously score goals. And hopefully with Van Gaal, because he has the gravitas to get the Glazers to spend money and to bring in top players, that it will turn around. But at the end of the day, I'm just saying that potentially it may not work out for him. I'm hoping I'm totally wrong here. I'm hoping that when we crack on Europe and things will start to change here, but it's been a really disappointing season. It's probably been, to me, more disappointing than the Moyes season, just because I expected more of him and expected more of the players that he brought into this club, and it's just the way he set out some of these games. Clearly, that's the way he wanted us to play, all this possessional football. But as people were joking all about, the jokes about him was on like 76 or 66% possession play, or whatever it was. Again, it doesn't matter if you have the ball all day long. At the end of the day, if you can't then counter that and score goals, it means nothing. And we saw that at Chelsea. We had a load of possession at the ball, and Van Gaal said we were the better team. At the end of the day, possessions don't count. It's goals that count. If you can't then crack on it and do something with possession, you may as well not have it at all. You may as well just keep it to the team, not open their balls up, and then just rob the ball off them and push away and score a goal. What can I say? Anyway, well, season tickets have already been renewed, so it all starts next season. But I'm just saying, and as to some of these clowns who've been making comments on my channel saying, allegedly a guy from Manchester refers to the people on the bus as my Cockney posse. Oh dear, this is a guy from Manchester allegedly. Well, I suggest you get a map of Britain, and that northern bit, that's called Scotland, and that's where that bus is from. And the people from Scotland are not called Cockneys. And then another one comes on and recalls me as being a posh guy because I go to the games. Most of the people who go to the games that I go with are not posh. I'm from Ellesmere Port, and I've also lived in Glasgow for years and years in some of the worst deprived areas of Glasgow. I'm not posh. Just because I can afford to go to games, in fact I might slightly be posh if I didn't go to see United, because imagine the money I'd save. Oh my God. And it's the same with all the people who go. You know, we make sacrifices. You know, I don't have money. I'm in debt half the time. I'm in debt by me. I'm to pay my season ticket up. I don't have the money to pay for it. Just like loads of United fans, we do it because it's something inside us and we love United, and we'll do anything to go to the games. We'll go in debt year after year after year. It's nothing to do with being posh. It's like an addiction, and that's just the way it is. And then what did that another guy come on? Oh, I don't like Valhalla because he isn't British. What a load of shite. Some of United's greatest teams, there was a touch of racism there, I believe, but some of United's greatest players are not British, believe it or not. I don't think Cantona was British, and Ronaldo certainly wasn't. And you know, I don't think our goalie's British either. And if it comes down to that, our two greatest managers haven't even been English. They've both been Scottish. So please stop your stupid comments on the channel. I'll pull up a couple of them and eventually just ban you, because honestly, you know, it's just I don't do these things for you to call that. You know, if you want to agree, but if you're going to disagree, come up with you know, that's what football about is. I go to the game with the boys, and we can both come back to the coach, and we'll talk about an individual player. It's like other people who I respect their views. Like if I was watching a completely different game, I thought he was good. Are you joking? How can you say he was good? It's like we all have different perspectives on players and teams and managers or whatever. That's what football's about. That we can discuss these, but say it logically so it makes sense. Just don't come up with utter shite, because you know that's not the point here. Anyway, like I said, I hope you all have an absolute wonderful summer. If you're living in Britain at the moment, as you know, we're having absolutely shite summer because the weather is completely shit. I'm hoping that cracking on now that we don't have the World Cup or the Euros, that all our players will come back at some new season absolutely fit, and that we'll obviously have some more names that will come in, and that Van Gaal has another season at United, and that we can start to see, you know, maybe possessional football, but going up to players who can attack and score goals, because clearly Van Persie probably needs to go now. Evans definitely needs to go now. And all the players on loan need to stay on loan or do something else as a career, because we don't want them backing out. Van Gaal's done the right thing there. He's set them off, and they're not good enough for United. Falcao's gone now. Probably give Di Maria another season, because potentially, well, he obviously has got it, but he just hasn't found it yet. So you've got to give the guy another season, because at the moment, if you sell him on, what's he going to be worth? But yeah, I don't know. He's done really well getting what it got out of Young as well. He's turned it around. I don't think Valencia's still good enough either. So you know, we're probably missing. We probably need a better centre back, somebody to give confidence to the guys at the back. A better centre back. I don't want to get rid of Smalling. I don't want to get rid of Jones at the moment. Not at all. Champions League, we've got a lot of games coming up, and we need to have a lot of cover. So we need players that can fit in. So we need a decent centre back. Still need that creative midfield player. And probably, let me think about it. Yeah, we definitely do need a replacement right back. We need a decent right back, an attacking right back. Whether he can, you know, exchange with Mata, I don't know. But we need an attacking right back playing. And Valencia, to me, is not the guy anymore. And he hasn't been the guy for several seasons now. And we need, we'll see what happens. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the summer, and that's it. So hopefully we'll see the start.